Good morning and welcome to Typical Town, USA. This is my first radio show. I'm your host, Tyler Kleinman. This is a conservative talk radio. I'm kind of a Rush Limbaugh, Bill O'Reilly pundit for the common person. You know, I don't claim to be one of the elite media type. I just kind of represent the average common guy, such as myself. You know, I worked for a living. I served in the military, retired, taught 9th grade English, 8th and 9th grade English for about 15 years, retired from that. Now I'm retired. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and represent the common person here. And it's called Typical Town USA. And again, I'm your host, Tyler Kleinman. So we'll take a few phone calls, talk about politics, and see what we have going here. Let's go ahead and see if we've got anybody on the line here. Let me go ahead and get that line. Will you, Fred?
Yeah, this is Elmo Pud. I was just wondering, Tyler, congratulations on the show, by the way.
Well, thanks, babe. I appreciate that.
Yeah, well, I was just wondering, how do you feel about President Obama's openness and transparency and hope and change you can believe in, and all of the promises he made during the 2008 campaign? I just wanted to get your take on that. Thank you.
All right, my friend. Elmo, I guess, was it, huh? Well, hey, we got this. I'm so in love with you. Whatever you want me to is all right with me. Hey, that's good enough, isn't it? Could I get elected on that? Nah, probably not. Anyway, you ever heard the word hoodwinked? I feel like we've been hoodwinked, you know. Typical Town USA, by the way, is down here in Biloxi, Mississippi. That's where I hang out. And 2008, the election, I was really torn between John McCain, a war hero, prisoner of war, and me being retired military. I had some sympathies in that direction, but I also liked what Barack Obama had to say. You know, openness and change, and openness and transparency, and hope and change, and I'm going to change the way government works in D.C. and all this stuff, and I kind of liked that. And yes, Jimmy Carter, I am a Mississippi boy, and I voted for Barack Obama in 2008. So we can dispense with that stereotype right there, shall we? That all white males and good old Southern boys, you know, we didn't vote for Obama. So a lot of us didn't, I'm sure, but a lot of us did. So let's kind of get rid of that, because that kind of irked me when Jimmy Carter said that about us. But I do feel like I've been hoodwinked. Anyway, I voted for him. He won the election. I sat back, and again, I'm retired military, and I started watching, and you have to consider that when President Obama came to office, the Democrats controlled the Senate and the House. So for 2 years there, he has no excuses. He can't blame anything on Congress, or Congress didn't pass this or pass that. And he uses the entire 2 years to reshape our healthcare system. Now, I'm retired military, so I didn't have a big problem with the health care. I'm on TRICARE Prime, and it's worked out pretty well for my son and I. And I'm sitting there, and I'm thinking, well, I'm not too sure about revamping the health care, and since I've already got a pretty good deal. And he keeps coming on and saying, well, if you like the health care you have now, don't worry about it. Nothing's going to change. Well, nothing's changed until this year, and my premiums have gone up. So, so I don't like that. I think President Obama made a big mistake, by the way, because everything he seems to try to put off until after 2012, so he won't be held accountable for anything. But I think he let the cat out of the bag a little early on the TRICARE, because we all know, and there's a lot of us military retirees, and I'm sure active duty military are becoming disillusioned also. But, we now can see what's going on here. My premiums are going up $60 a year starting in October. And I understand that following October, they'll probably go up again and again and again. And of course, if President Obama had his way, he'd be reelected, and then who cares, you know? I'm only going to be grooving and flying around the country in Air Force One and doing my gigs and giving my speeches for another 4 years, and I don't care whether your premiums go up or not. It won't matter then, right? So anyway, I think the cat's out of the bag on that. Getting back to your question, I am very disillusioned with him. I feel like I was misled. I actually feel like I was lied to, because he's going to go through everything item by item, and he's going to change the way Washington works. Look at the health care. half of it was done behind closed doors. You got the Nebraska Cornhusker deal, Louisiana Purchase. All the unions want a waiver from it. If it's such great insurance, why did the unions want a waiver? And why are they being granted? Well, because he wants their votes and Obama wants to be reelected, of course. So, but you know what really caught my attention? I don't pay too much attention to this because I worked all my life. I graduated from college. I joined the military. I got out on an early retirement. I taught school, retired. Now I'm retired. So I really wasn't real familiar with all this unemployment and unemployment benefits and this type of thing. So I was watching the news one day, and all of a sudden I'm watching and I see that unemployment benefits have been extended to 99 weeks. And I'm like, 99 weeks? And I guess they used to be, 40, 50-something weeks? I don't know. And I'm doing the math here. Now, I taught English when I was teaching, so I'm not real good at math. But I'm thinking 99 weeks. And I'm thinking, let's see, there's 52 weeks in a year. And that's almost 2 years. Are you kidding me? You've got to be kidding me. I'm thinking, if you can't find a job in 2 months, you're probably not looking very hard. You know what I'm saying? And I'm thinking 2 years, and I started thinking, something's just not sounding right here. Then I hear about we have a record number of people on food stamps and this and that, and then he's going to cut the military, and he's going to raise my health care premiums, and it's just, and I start thinking, let's see, we're going to take money from us to give to these people, and don't get me wrong, unemployment and food stamps, I'm all for it if it's legitimate. If somebody's out working and they actually get laid off and they lose their job and they file for unemployment and they're honestly out there looking for a job, I've got no problem with that. I would say even up to 6 months. What's that, about 26 weeks or something like that? If you can't find a job in 6 months, I mean, come on, get real. But I have a feeling that a lot of people lose their jobs, and then they start collecting unemployment, and then 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 weeks go by, and they're thinking, this isn't so bad, maybe I'll just hang out. And then all of a sudden they're getting 99 weeks, and I heard that recently they even wanted to extend it further than that, So I'm like, okay, I don't know about this. I just can't quite go with that. So yeah, Elmo, to answer your question, I'm very disillusioned. I feel like I was misled. I think I cast my vote, and I think I was misled, lied to be quite simple about it. That's about all I can say. Let's go ahead and take another call here, see what we've got going here.
Yeah, Tyler, I say, congratulations on the show there, boy.
Thank you.
Hey, Sam here, I was just calling to see, why can't we get term limits instituted in this government of ours? Term limits, I think that would solve a lot of problems, don't you? I'll let you go now.
All right. That's Yosemite Sam, I guess, might have been that person. Term limits. Well, I thought we solved that back in 1996, didn't we? Newt Gingrich, Contract with America. Does that sound familiar? Maybe you're not old enough, Sam, to remember that. But when President Clinton was president, we had a similar situation as what took place in 2010 when a lot of Republicans came into office in opposition to President Obama's policies. And obviously, Congress hasn't gotten the message on that one. But in 1996, President Clinton was becoming rather unpopular, and Newt Gingrich and the Contract with America, a lot of Republicans came in, took control of the Congress. One of the things that was part of the Contract America was term limits. We're going to have term limits. Well, hell, everybody voted for it. I mean, it's common sense, right? Term limits. But guess what? Guess who has to approve and vote on term limits? Guess who has to pass the legislation? Congress. They have to pass it, right? You know how Congress works, don't you? They pat each other on the back and they wink and they nod and, hey, you go ahead and vote for it. And I know you're coming up for re-election, so you go ahead and vote for it. And there's enough of us over here that we're not going to vote for it, so it won't pass. Don't worry. That's all they do. That's all they do. When they pass bills, right? Hey, you know what? I got this little rider I just stuck on that bill, and I notice you've got one, so, you vote for it, and I'll vote for it. And before you know it, there's 35 or 40 senators who have all got their little goodies on this bill. Well, hell yeah, they're all going to vote for it because they've got their stuff in there. It's crazy. The government is crazy. It's out of control. It's dysfunctional. Now we've got a Republican House and a Democratic Senate run by Harry Reid. And the House is passing all this legislation, and they send it over to the Senate. And Harry Reid says, I don't think we want to vote on this one. Nah, we don't want to vote on this one. They don't even vote on it. That should be illegal. It's certainly unethical. It should be illegal. If the House passes a bill, they send it over to the Senate. The Senate should vote on it. You know why they don't vote on it? Because then they'll have to take a stand. They'll have to say yes or no. And then they might not get reelected. And that's all they care about is getting reelected. Am I right? I'm just saying, that's all they want to do. They want to take care of their people that finance their campaigns, their special interests, and that's all they care about. It's crazy. I mean, look at the campaign now, what's going on. Whoever's got the most money and whoever can run the most ads, they usually win, whether they're being truthful or not. It's crazy. The poor average guy, the common guy, he can't make it today. God bless Joe the plumber. Maybe he'll make it. He's out there trying to give it a shot there. Anyway, we're going to sign off. This is our first show. It's called Typical Town USA, hosted by yours truly, Tyler Kleinman. And we're going to see how you like it. And we'll be back tomorrow to talk about some more political stuff. You all have a good day. Adios, muchachos.